Hello everybody, I'm Doug. Welcome to the Auditory Vinyl. This video is a contest entry for Canadian Studmuffin, who has been doing these videos for 20 years. That's crazy. Can't even imagine that. But yeah, so he's having a contest for celebrating his 20 years. He's got 5 questions out he wants us to answer, and all of these questions are your favorites of certain things, and it's one of those things where, like, if I did this 2 weeks from now, I might have some different answers, but it's like an ongoing thing, you know. Like if someone was to ask you your favorite movies, you know, 2 weeks from now you might change your mind and give different answers. Anyway, the first question is, shout out 3 of your favorite YouTube channels. Garage Geek, he's very supportive of my channel, and I really like watching him. He's funny, shows all kinds of different stuff, albums, books, comic books. He collects about everything he can think of. But he's got a great sense of humor, and he's just fun to watch and listen to. Shows some good albums too. And Mike at Hub Tunes, I think he was the very first channel I ever watched and subscribed to, and he's been to more concerts than anyone I can think of. He's always doing concert reviews, and it's just amazing the amount of, I think he's seen Grateful Dead more than I've been to all my concerts combined. But he shows a lot of great newer albums, some jazz stuff, classic rock, a lot of great stuff. And the other one would be Boz at that vinyl channel. He's got a huge collection, shows a big variety of music, pop, rock, country, comedy. He's got a bunch of 45s. He shows a bunch of good stuff. So those would be my 3 channels for number 1. Number 2, what are your 5 favorite bands? And this is one of those questions where I could change it ongoing, you know. But the first one, Led Zeppelin. This one would probably never change. They would always be in my top 5. That's just in Through the Outdoor. But they've, ever since I was a kid, listening to my brother's stereo, he had, well, I think he had just about all of them, but yeah, Led Zeppelin, always one of those bands can always go back to and listen to and enjoy it. Same with this band. Pink Floyd. Yeah, I could have picked any one of their albums to show, but this is a Momentary Lapse of Reason, 2017 reissue. This is just another band, you know, that I've listened to forever, and don't listen to the radio that much anymore, but it's one of those, if you're flipping through the radio stations and a Pink Floyd song comes on, I'll leave it and listen to it instead of passing it by. Beatles. This is one I could probably exchange for maybe Rush or Stones or Motley Crue or Metallica, or, you know, the list goes on and on, but this is one of my favorite albums by them. Loved all the songs on here. Help, The Night Before, Ticket to Ride, Another Girl, You're Gonna Lose That Girl. Just, I mean, it's the Beatles, you know. And the 4th one, Doors. I just like every one of their albums, but I chose this one because Peace Frog is my favorite song by them. Morrison Hotel, great album. Just all their songs are great, all their albums are great. Just really like them. And then I went with Sabbath as my other one. One of the greatest albums ever with one of the worst covers ever. I just can't stand this cover. It's so cheesy. But yeah, great band. I even like the Ronnie James Dio version of Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules and all that. But yeah, Black Sabbath, great band. So that'd be my top 5. Number 3, your 5 favorite solo artists. And again, I had some other ones listed that could have went on, including some women, but to help narrow it down, I took the women off and just made it easier and just went with all men. Ozzy Osbourne, his solo stuff is just so good, and he just kept on going all the way up until he passed away recently. But yeah, all his songs, Over the Mountain, Flying High Again, Can't Go Rock and Roll, Bark at the Moon, just all this great stuff. Ozzy. And Bob Seger. I really like him because all his songs just like take me back. They're very nostalgic for me, and I don't know. He's just a great songwriter, storyteller. Night Moves, Main Street, Rock and Roll Never Forgets. A lot of good stuff out of him. Alice Cooper. Just a lot of great albums, some nostalgic stuff. I really like the album From the Inside. I got that on CD, but I haven't picked it up on vinyl. But yeah, and probably like a lot of you, I have gone through phases with certain artists or bands where you're just really into them for a few years or whatever, and then they kind of go back to the back burner or whatever. But there for a while, I don't know, it's probably might have been 20 years ago. I was really into Alice Cooper for a few years, and yeah. So that's another one. I'm kind of struggling through this video, But Neil Young is another one for one of my favorite solo artists. Old Man, Cinnamon Girl. And then there's After the Gold Rush and Harvest, both a couple of great albums. And his stuff with Crosby, Stills and Nash is really good too, and everything else he's ever done. Then the other solo artist, my 5th one, would be Bruce Springsteen. Kind of late getting into him, as far as I didn't really listen to him in high school, or not all that much in the 80s, but after that I started getting into him a lot more, and I'm really, really digging his stuff. I like all his songs, all his albums. Number 4, your top 5 albums of all time. And these are no order, but Dark Side of the Moon, I think it just edges out The Wall and Metal and Pink Floyd's other albums, but yeah, had to go with this. Just You could almost say it's a perfect album, you know, just from front to back. Throw on the headphones, kick back, and yeah, it's just a great album. This is one of those albums that no matter what you're into as far as genre, whether you're only country or only pop or even, you know, the old crooners. I know they crooner fans, but everybody likes this album. It's definitely one of the best. And since they're my favorite band, I couldn't hardly leave Zeppelin out of it. So Zeppelin 2, yeah. Great album. Thank You is a great slow song by them. Whole Lot of Love, What Should Never Be, Lemon Song. And of course, Heartbreaker and Living Living Maid that they always play back to back on the radio. At least they do around here a lot, but yeah, just an awesome sophomore album. Tommy Bolin, Private Eyes. This is another one of those songs that when I was a kid, I listened to them on my brother's stereo down in the basement, and I don't know, ever since then I just been a huge Bolin fan, and this album is just awesome. Busting Out for Rosie, Sweet Burgundy, Post Toasty, Gypsy Soul, Shake the Devil, just all of it. Great stuff, great guitar work, great bass on there. Van Morrison, Moondance. I know people prefer Tupelo Honey or one of his other ones, but I really like this one, and it's another one that's got some nostalgic memories for me. But Stone Me, Moondance, Crazy Love, Caravan, Into the Mystic, that whole first side is just crazy, and the second side is really good too, with Everyone, Glad Tidings, Come Running, and yeah, just a fantastic album. Then Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life. This whole album again, front to back, it's just, you know, double album. Village, Ghetto Land, Sir Duke, I Wish, Pastime Paradise, which is where the song Gangster's Paradise got their sound from. Isn't She Lovely, Black Man, and then it's got a 7-inch single that comes with it too. But yeah, just a great album all the way through. So there you go. And then the fifth one, the best and worst concert you've been to. I was thinking about this, and I'm like, man, I've been to a lot of great concerts, but unfortunately I was too wasted. I don't remember a whole lot. But then I got to thinking there's a bunch of concerts I went to where I was completely sober, and I really don't remember a lot then either. I guess I'm just getting old and my memory shot. But for the best, it's kind of a toss-up. My very first concert I went to, I was only like 12 years old. Went to The Who, and yeah, that was crazy. I couldn't wait to go to another concert after that. After seeing them, that was pretty good. Then a runner-up to that, I suppose, would be I saw Page and Plant, and yeah, that was, as you can imagine, it was awesome. My worst, here in Iowa at the fairgrounds for like 2 or 3 years in a row, they had this thing called, I think it was called Heavy Metal Monster Monday or something like that. I think they had it on Memorial Day. But anyway, this particular one had Accept, Night Ranger, Ted Nugent, Motley Crue, and Ozzy. And what made it so bad is I passed out during Ted Nugent and didn't wake up until Ozzy came on, so I completely missed two bands. But so it's my own fault that it was a bad concert. But another one that was pretty bad was Black Crowes. I saw them in a little, I think it was called the Bacchanal out by San Diego. But there was only like 200 people in there, and it was when they very first started out. They were just brand new, but their sound was horrible. They couldn't get any of their equipment working right, and I remember Chris Robinson, the singer, at one point he just got mad and threw his mic down and like kicked something on his way out, and didn't come back for like a half hour later. Then they came back and did like 2 songs and then left. It was pretty rough. But so there you go. I don't know. I feel like I struggled through there, but there's the 5 questions. Go over to the Canadian Studmuffins channel, and I'm sure you've probably already subbed him. He's got like 10,000 subs or 20 or whatever it is, some crazy amount. But join in on the contest. It's a good one. Questions make you think a little bit, but yeah. So there you go. Congratulations to the Canadian Studmuffin on 20 years making videos. Take care. Enjoy the music.